A new leak tells us what we already know. Let's go ahead and talk about it. What's up, Wolverines? Welcome back to the channel. My name is John Crump, and this is John Crump News, which happens to be my YouTube channel where I talk about 2A almost every day. I've been sick, so I haven't been talking about it for the last few days, but hey, I got to get back into the saddle somehow, right? Okay, so go ahead and do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video out, and leave me a comment down below. It's all engagement, and it all helps me get the word out. We are going to be talking about a new ATF leak. I have some more information that the original people that posted the leak does not have. So with their information and my information, I can confirm the information that they have and add a little bit more context that they either didn't release or don't have. They probably want to play it close to the vest, which I can understand. Okay, so the leak was published by Empower Oversight. Empower Oversight is a nonprofit out of DC that deals with whistleblowers from all over the federal government, just not the ATF. I deal mostly with the ATF, so there. Okay, so according to them, the Biden rule on making everyone an FFL to basically have universal background checks is about 1,300 pages long right now. It is important to know that this is the draft rule. The draft rule is not the final rule. Some people read their article and thought that it's going to be coming out in the next couple of days. That's not the case. We still have a little bit of time, but it will be sooner than later. It's not going to be 6 months down the road. It's not going to be a year down the road. It's probably going to be sooner, but it's not going to be tomorrow. The 1,300 pages seems a lot, but a lot of that is the ATF responding to people who left comments in the draft rule, the one that they posted on the Federal Register. So a lot of it is responding to those comments. So that is something that we really need clarity on, because it's not 1,300 pages of just rules. It's a lot of back and forth between the public and the ATF. The 1,300 pages will probably also be trimmed down. This is the draft. Now they got to take stuff out and add stuff in. I think they will be taking a lot more out than what they are adding in. So there is that. One interesting thing is that Senior Policy Counsel Eric Epstein, who worked in the field office, no relation to Jeffrey Epstein, is the guy that's heading up the new rule. Now, this is very interesting because Eric Epstein ran a little program called Operation Wide Receiver. If you're not familiar with what Operation Wide Receiver is, it is basically the prequel to Fast and Furious. It is where Fast and Furious grew out of. So basically, the guy that's in charge of the new rule was a guy that was helping run guns to the cartels in Mexico, which I think it's kind of funny because he's going to try to restrict your rights and my rights when he actually gave guns to the cartels. So that is what we know right now. I know that's not a lot of information to go off of, but I don't think that the rule is in its final state yet, but that could be wrong. But from what I'm being told, it's not in its final state. It's a draft right now, and a lot of it is responding to comments. A lot of that will be pared down, and it's going to be shorter than 1,300 pages. God, I hope it is. But it most likely is going to be. Right now, the nonprofit that got the leak is requesting FOIA stuff about the rule. They're looking for stuff like universal background checks, bans, private sales, any type of communications like that, and also communications from the DOJ to the ATF, and also from the White House to the ATF about the rule. Remember, President Joe Biden ordered this rule to be developed through an executive order. And the way that the ATF is getting around the whole Chevron deference thing is because they are claiming that Congress delegated them this power through the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, which a lot of people said would not be abused, but hey, it's being abused. Once we have more information, I will release it, but right now, I think it's just in an early draft state, and I don't think that what we are looking at right now is going to be the final rule that comes out. There's a lot of boxes that need to be checked off, a lot of lawyers to read through it, and there's a lot of going back and forth. Once I get more information, I will release it to you. But I just wanted to make you aware that there are leakers in the ATF and they are leaking it out. I would have preferred if they would have played it a little bit closer to the vest instead of saying that they had leakers, because this might affect us all. But hey, it's out, so let's go ahead and talk about it. All right, guys, that is it. Remember, the ATF loves me, and I know you watch my show, ATF. It was nice meeting you at a SHOT Show. I hope to see you next year, where I will be back again to get kicked out of your booth once more. But until then, I want to tell everyone out there to stay ever vigilant, stay ever free, push back against these jackbooted thugs in the ATF, and remember, Wolverine's motherfucker.